Well, if you're a Christian music fan, you may be familiar with both Rebecca St. James and For King and Country. You may also know that the trio behind those groups, Joel, Luke, and Rebecca Smallbone, are all siblings. Still, you probably don't know about the real unsung hero of this musical family. Now, that story is being told for the very first time in a major motion picture.
On my last tour back home, I lost a lot of money.
How can we say goodbye to everything that we know and love?
This is my last chance. I want to do something that matters.
However you guys feel about being here, we need to pray for everything that we need.
But look around you. Your family, your faith. That's what makes you rich in life.
Welcome to Nashville, y'all. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. This is our exciting adventure together. You have been given a beautiful voice.
She's a special one, David.
Trigger's getting other folks to see it.
Does anybody really care what a 16-year-old girl thinks about God?
I'm trying to protect her, and it will never be enough.
It's going to be dangerous and scary. It's going to be so hard that you want to go back. And giving in, it's not an option. We've got to fight our way forward.
Your family, they're not in the way. They are the way.
It takes a lot to live out your dream. Hard work and sacrifice. My dream is to be like you. You're my hero, Mum.
Are y'all from England?
Australia. Australia. I wish I had an accent.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. Joel and Luke Smallbone of For King and Country are here with us via Zoom. Guys, welcome back to the program. Thank you so much for being with us today.
No, thank you for taking the time to chat with us. We appreciate it.
Oh my goodness, we have to talk about this movie. It's so good. This has been a passion project for years. What actually compelled you guys to see it brought to life?
Yeah. Well, originally born in Australia, hopefully you can still tell. You Americans have jacked up my accent, so thanks for that. But born in Australia, our dad was a concert promoter back there on one particular tour that he brought back to Australia. The tour didn't go very well, and we ended up losing everything that we had as a family. And so my dad was looking for a fresh start for his career, for his family, had 6 kids at the time, and his wife, who was 6 months pregnant, and thought, let's move to Nashville, Tennessee. All right. So we moved to Nashville. And as soon as we arrive, my dad actually loses a job that he had here. And we're straight on the other side of the world. No friends, no family. We were sleeping on beds made out of clothes. We weren't always quite sure where the next meal was going to come from. Didn't have any way for our little sister to be born in a hospital. Didn't have a car. I mean, the list went on and on and on. And I've told some semblance of that story at pretty much every For King and Country performance for the last 11 or 12 years. We've had a bunch of people come up and say, man, Joel, Luke, you guys should write a book. And the truth is, Joel and I were homeschooled, so writing books just sounds hard, you know what I'm saying? And so we thought maybe we could make a movie instead. And the heartbeat behind the film is this. I think that I believe in the power of family. I think family is more important today than it ever has been in the history of the world. And I think a lot of times people are asking themselves the question, can I change the world? What can I do to change the world? And people think it takes an audience, it takes a microphone, it takes a program, maybe like we're on right now. But the truth is, Mother Teresa, I think, sums it up best, where she says, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And that's really what this movie is all about.
Oh my goodness, so good. Totally agree. I mean, family is the core of culture. I wanted to talk to you, Joel. You have a starring role in this movie, playing a character you know quite well, your own dad. What was it like playing him?
It's interesting, Ashley. I didn't plan on co-writing it or co-directing it with Richard Ramsey, but from the beginning, when Luke first brought the idea to us, I was like, you know what, it'd be really interesting and fascinating to play this man who is bone of our bone, we're bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. And I've dubbed it jokingly a very expensive therapy session, but on a deeper level, a really worthy one. You know, there was so much. We were very young when this story took place, but to be able to sort of flip the script, if you will, and approach it from a man's perspective, a husband's perspective, a dad's perspective, experiencing the compounding failure and the pride and the insecurity and the fear. The empathy I feel for him now, Ashley, is pretty outrageous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how did you navigate the balance of staying true to your family's like real life experience, but also adapting them for the big screen?
Yeah, it was a funny business. You know, you're sort of navigating it one step at a time. I will say we literally snuffed out, like, inspired by or based on a true story, just because so much of the details of the story are true. And I do want to say this too, you know, Luke and I are musicians by day, I suppose. That's our day job at least. And one of the things that we've done in writing music is we've tried to get as close to our own heart in writing as possible. Because we believe that the closer you go to your own heart, the further it can reach out into someone else's. And that's inevitably what we've tried to do with this film as well, is go as close to home, literally or figuratively, as possible, so that it can reach further out into other people's lives through the medium of theaters, 2,800 screens around the country this weekend.
That is so awesome, and I know it's going to reach the hearts of many. I absolutely know it will. Well, how did you guys, like as a family, navigate some of those challenges you mentioned a couple questions ago? How did you guys navigate all of that, but also find strength within each other?
Well, that's why you got to go see the movie, Ashley. I mean, that's the point, right? No, I mean, look, I joke, but I do think, you know, struggle is something that I think all of us are very afraid of, right? And naturally so. We're designed to, in some cases, always hope for the best. But struggle finds every one of us, right? It's guaranteed in this life. That you will find struggle, but we forget that struggle produces something in people. It produces perseverance, it produces character, and it ultimately produces hope. And I think for us, you know, our parents, they taught us to pray. You know, they taught us to lean on each other. They taught us the power of family. You know, our family is not a perfect family, and if you go see the film, you're not going to find a perfect family. I've often joked that our family is a functionally dysfunctional family. We just fight for the word functionally in front of dysfunctional. And but that's what it is you sign up together and you struggle together. And in the process of struggling together and being honest together about some of the things, you'll be amazed to see how God uses difficult circumstances to test our faith. And a lot of times for me, the testing of my faith has done nothing but prove the faithfulness of Jesus. So it's difficult for me to walk backwards and say, I don't want to ever walk through struggle again, as natural as that statement might be, because I've just seen the power of it.
Oh, you're preaching. You are preaching. Let's go. Well, one of the things that I absolutely love about this movie, your mother, Helen, emerges as the unsung hero in this story. What can you tell us about her and her role in your family's journey?
She, you know, it says it towards the end of the film, spoiler alert, but it says, you know, Helen Smallbone is still the glue. And she was and she is. And one of the real gifts of this film is we're actually being able to tell it while they're still with us, you know. And as Luke said, it's not a glory project by any stretch, but it is an honor project. We believe in the proverb that her children will rise and call her blessed. And that is part of why we wanted to highlight Mum as an unsung hero, highlight our sister Rebecca St. James as an unsung hero, and again, put this not just on the small screen, but put it on the big screen, because our sense is that in 2024, even down to this weekend, that these ideas and these ideals of family and celebrating mums and celebrating miracles, celebrating the local community and the local church, that this is something that we need. There's a great quote I heard the other day that says, the family can survive without the nation, but the nation can't survive without the family. And so our hope, Ashley, is that, you know, not just hundreds of thousands of people, but millions come out and see this film this weekend and beyond. And I encourage you to go this weekend too, because with music, we have years to promote an album, but with a theatrical release, everyone's watching that box office. So we're calling Friday is Family Day at the theaters.
Yes.
It's also, speaking of our parents, it's also Mum and Dad's 49th wedding anniversary on Friday.
Gosh.
So a lot to celebrate.
No way. That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love that. Joel, Luke, I wish we had more time, but thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for this film. I know, like I said earlier, it's going to touch many, many hearts, so thank you.
Hey, thanks, Ashley. We'll see you in the theaters.
See you in the cinemas.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, the movie is called Unsung Hero. It is in theaters nationwide, so be sure to check out your local listings for times and tickets. And we'll be back with more of the 700 Club right after this. Make sure you guys see this film. It's so good.